Comes straight from my heart, it's happening again. Feels like I lost a friend. I need another story to begin writing. I jokes don't lie when you're alone. Comes straight from my heart, it's happening again. Feels like I lost a friend. I need another story to begin writing. I jokes don't lie when you're alone. I'll be yours.
Hello. So in this video today, I'm going to be going through changing the brake discs and pads on an EP3 Type R. In the last video, I installed a rear anti-roll bar for the NCT National Car Test. And basically I went for the test and it failed on insufficient brake contact on the passenger side discs. So I got these lovely bad boys. And as you can see, they look great. Probably won't help out too much. The only thing is I got some Brembo pads, which will definitely help with sort of braking and stuff. And because it's new everything, it'll be grand. So that's what I'm going to just go through now, taking them off and putting the new ones on. Unfortunately, the car isn't road legal, so I can't take it for a spin to do a bit of a before and after performance test of the brakes. But it is what it is. So that's that.
I'm your home, you're alone. I'll be who I wanna be, forget the scene. Was addicted to a fantasy, but now I'm clean.
So I know I was giving out about the NCT man, but he might have had a point. So these are floaters for like the caliper. Let him move it across, and the bottom one isn't too bad, but the top one is completely seized. The only thing is, look at the brake pads are grand. See that there? Like the wear on them anyway. I know they might be a bit gone off, but yeah, it's probably down to these.
Could not say about cutting my hair.
And it's you on my mind. We need to learn from it. This comes straight from my heart. It's happening again. Feels like I lost a friend. I need another story to be.
It was all going too well, too quick. I'm after ringing this bolt here, nice and not a hexagon, so I don't know, gonna try file it down a bit. Oh, go on. Got the chamfered bolt out there with a bit of heat, WD and the impact again. The only thing is I have a new problem, which is, so this floaty thing with these floaters, don't know any of the terminology, but if you get me, I'll free them all up around the car. But for this one here, so the one that was seized on, that's a full one, and then that's the other one. As you can see, it's still bet in there. So now I need to go on a old Facebook marketplace looking for a buy breaking a Type R and get the right bit. Basically anyway, I'm gonna have to get a new glider bracket for the rear, but before I go, I'm going to reset all the calipers just in case I need to buy caliper. Just to go over quickly, just for resetting the calipers, the front two, you just squash it back, and then the back you have to I'll show you anyway. But what I was going to say is, you'll see lads with special tools, you don't need any. You just need literally a vice grips, piece of metal and a C-clamp. So for the front, all I done was put the piece of metal across and then the C-clamp to close onto it, and I went back nice and smooth. And then just to go to the rear, so the rear is slightly different, and it's definitely worth mentioning just because you can mess up your brakes fairly handy. Don't know if you can see there, that is like a cross pattern. So with the rear caliper, As you can see, I filed down this sort of flat plate. You just sort of put it in and basically righty-tighty, and it'll go all the way back in. So just make sure with the rear that you reset it like that, because you will mess them up otherwise. So just worth mentioning.
A story to begin writing. I jokes online when you're alone. I'll be young, and all this pressure in my head, it brings me.
So I've given all the calipers 2 layers of paint. So now I'm going to put on the calipers that I can put on, and then the back right I'm still waiting on a solution. So while I'm putting all the bolts and stuff back together, I'm going to use some copper grease just so that everything will be nice and free to take off in the future. So always good practice to use your copper grease. How are you getting on? So anyway, it's a couple of weeks later now. This wound up being fit for the bin. I was trying to drill it out and made a bit of a balls of it, and there's no use for it. It's fucked. I was looking around for lads who were breaking Type R Civics or EP Civics, and took ages shopping around, and long story short, I could find 1 or 2 for a bit shorter than a new one, but there was more hassle along the way. Got one anyway, new. So look at this now. It's lovely and clean. It's nearly a shame to have to paint it red, but it needs to match. So I'm gonna just put this in now. It looks the job. So just gonna throw it on and get to work.
You need to give me a reason. You need to give me a reason. All of this shit it be treason, and I am no emperor. I do it solo, like Luffy and Zoro. This comes straight from my heart. It's happening again. Feels like